with first process is lime soda process. Lime and soda being cheaper, you can go for removal. Now it is like you have a micro analysis and macro one. This is something called as a macro removal of dissolved salts takes place. That is, it is removing dissolved salts, but is not removing the finer, the last portion, that is the residual hardness after lime soda process is around 50 ppm, 30 to 50 ppm. Okay, so it remains. So that part is not removed. But if the water is 500 ppm hard, then definitely lime soda process will remove 450 ppm of hardness, but this small quantity remains behind. So this small quantity which remains behind is removed by zeolite ion exchange process. So we are yet to go to the zeolite ion exchange process. So we are still at the lime soda process, and we saw these six reactions and how the equation is derived for lime required and soda required. Okay, then if the analysis is given in like certain ions like bicarbonate is there, bicarbonate has to be added in lime required and deducted from soda required, and sodium aluminate is deducted from both lime and soda required. Okay, so why it is like this? These are some of the rules which you should keep in mind when you are solving numericals. Numerical becomes a large portion of your marks. That is why more emphasis is given to the numerical part. So, what is the principle involved? We have seen that calcium temporary hardness is completely removed by lime, whereas magnesium permanent temporary also is removed, but it requires two equivalents of lime for its removal. Whereas alum Al2SO4 thrice requires one equivalent, requires one equivalent becomes 50 by 57. Okay. Then for calculation of coagulants, now alum is one of the coagulant which is written here. For ferrous sulfate, molecular weight 278, you can take the multiplication factor 100 by 278. For alum, it is 50 by 57. Now comes the important part, sodium aluminate. Now, sodium aluminate also forms a flock. That is why it is used as a coagulant. But the NaOH so formed is not containing any calcium with it. Like if you add lime, lime means what? Calcium is added along with hydroxide. So here the hydroxide formed is considered to be one equivalent of lime, and that is why the equivalents of sodium aluminate are deducted from lime as well as soda requirement. Now, what is the multiplication factor? 50 by 82 or 100 by 82 into 2. Like this will be in the denominator only. So, 50 by 82, keep in mind this one also 50 by 57, and sodium aluminate. There are only three coagulants. One, two, one, two, three. It's the size you should have. Okay. So we go to the, yeah. So the coagulants part we have seen, and now we come to, if the analysis of water is expressed in ions, they are to be considered as permanent hardness, and the multiplication factor is 50 by 20, 50 by 12 for magnesium. Then for carbon dioxide, it is 100 by 44, and for bicarbonate, okay. So 50 by 61 is for bicarbonate. Now, if bicarbonate is there, why it is added? Because it uses lime. Okay. This bicarbonate present is added in lime required but deducted from soda required, because lime is hydroxide and soda is carbonate. So when bicarbonate is present, it uses hydroxide, so lime is required, but it produces carbonate which is extra from the carbonate added. Okay, that is why it is added in LR but deducted from SR. Okay, then coming to, like if a treated water analysis is given. If a treated water analysis shows presence of hydroxide and carbonate, and the quantities of lime and soda that were used during the softening were means like the process has taken place, and now you are calculating that how much excess, because this hydroxide and carbonate which is there in the treated water is from the excess of lime and soda added, right? So we say that how much quantity of lime and soda were used or was used during the softening of water has to be calculated. So for calculating hydroxide, now the given equivalents of hydroxide should have been supplied in excess as calcium hydroxide or lime. So, but however, the corresponding quantity of calcium so incorporated. So, when excess lime is added, hydroxide will appear in the treated water. Now, when this quantity of excess lime is added, this calcium is added to the water. Now, who is removing this calcium? Carbonate is removing. That means if hydroxide is shown in the treated water, you have to consider lime added in excess, as well as that much quantity which should be considered in soda requirement, because soda will remove this calcium. Okay, so thus the quantity equivalent quantity is added in both lime and soda used, hydroxide that was used. Okay, so we are calculating the lime and soda that was used, so that this calcium would have been removed by the soda. That is why equivalents of hydroxide are added in lime as well as soda. The carbonate present in the treated water must have been supplied by its equivalent quantity of sodium carbonate. So this equivalent quantity is added only into the soda used calculation, or the table in which, like, we calculate it tabular way. Once we calculate one or two numericals, we will come back to this and again see this. Okay, so the carbonate appearing in treated water indicates excess soda used. Thus, equivalent quantity is added to soda used calculations only. Like for the time being, you will be you will not be getting clear idea why madam is saying carbonate appearing in treated water indicates excess soda. If it is excess soda, why we are adding it here? I'll explain to you when we were solving some numerical. Now, an important point is alkalinity present in water is first bound to calcium, then to magnesium, and then only to sodium. So, if you are having hydroxide carbonate combination and calcium magnesium also, so how you will consider it? That hydroxide is first bound to, or carbonate is first bound to calcium, then to magnesium, then to sodium. So this is like some numerical in which hardness and alkalinity both are used. That time you will need this sentence. So this sentence is also very important. Then coming to a numerical. Now here is a simple numerical. Every one of you should take one notebook and pen, and please don't think that you are doing something for your madam. You are doing calculation for yourself. Okay, and when it is your exam, don't rely on your friends, do your own calculation. Okay, so the first numerical. So first numerical is calculate the amount of lime and soda. The purity factor is given, 92% pure is lime and 85% is soda. Required for treatment of 50,000 liters of water, whose analysis is as follows. The calcium bicarbonate is 81 ppm, magnesium bicarbonate is 222 ppm, magnesium sulfate is 100, calcium sulfate is 136, calcium chloride 55.5, NaCl 10 ppm. Also calculate temporary and permanent hardness of the um, water sample in ppm. Now, what it is saying, the numerical says that you have to calculate how much lime and soda will be required to treat 50,000 liters of water, which has this analysis. Analysis we will write in tabular fashion. So, make a table below this. First of all, you go for writing this numerical, right? Everyone should write this numerical. I'll give you 2 minutes time to write this. Are you writing?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
please,
ma'am.
please write this numerical, at least one or two numerical should be practiced. Okay. Now, when the numerical is there, there is not like every time there is no need of writing the whole numerical. Like if it is there in the soft copy, what you can do is directly go for preparing such kind of table. Okay. So in your register or notebook, you write impurity at one side. Now, try to write the numerical is there on your laptop or computer. So you write the impurities like calcium bicarbonate, then magnesium bicarbonate here, then magnesium sulfate, the third one, then calcium sulfate, the fourth one, then is mentioned calcium chloride, and then is mentioned NaCl. So we write NaCl also. Okay. Now, what has to be done? The true weight of these impurities is given here as 81 ppm. So we write at ppm if all are expressed in ppm. We wrote this true weight as ppm, true weight of impurity. So 81 for calcium bicarbonate, 222 here, 90, यहाँ 90 है, यहाँ पे 100 है. Wait a minute, we'll make this 90. Okay, change this 90 because numerical might have calculated considering it as 90. 136 is okay, 55.5 is also okay. Okay, so like instead of writing these things, you can write it here. A percentage purity of lime and soda you can write at one side. So from next time when you are writing numerical, directly make a table and put the true weights. Write the percentage purity here, and you need not write the sentence, complete sentences here. But definitely you should know what you are supposed to calculate. Okay, so you can write LR question mark, SR question mark. The numerical is done. Okay, now in the same table where you are writing this, you make columns. Okay, so that will save your time. So you make a column and write the multiplication factor. Now, what is the multiplication factor? Multiplication factor is like you are to get the CaCO3 equivalents. If you remember, we wrote the CaCO3 equivalents is equal to like weight of hardness causing salt into the molecular weight or equivalent weight of the calcium carbonate divided by the molecular weight of the hardness causing salt. This has been written earlier how to calculate CaCO3 equivalents. So here the multiplication factor for calcium bicarbonate is 100 by 162. So we get the column which is equal to, or you can like use um, like here you can write this is multiplied by, and here you can write is equal to. So 81 into 100 by 162 is equal to 50. Okay, and then similarly these things also, like if you write it this way, so this will give formation of uh, what calculation of CaCO3 equivalents. Are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am.
Yeah, there should be some answer from some of you. At least I get to know that you are listening to me. Otherwise, just I am speaking and speaking, no one responding should not be there. Okay. So for your understanding, what I have made is I am writing it here. Okay. So what is there? There is a true weight of the impurity, hardness causing salt. into the multiplication factor. That is because hardness causing salts are all divalent. We generally take 100 by the molecular weight of the hardness causing salt. If you are not remembering 162 at the time of exam, you are very well conversant. This is 40 and this is 61. So 61 into 2, 122 plus 40. So 162. So this is how you can calculate for rest of the salts also. Now coming to NaCl, you will write NaCl is ignored as it does not cause hardness. Okay. So this should be written when you solve numerical. So for calcium bicarbonate 162, then the magnesium bicarbonate 100 by 146. So the CaCO3 equivalent is 152. For magnesium sulfate 90 into 100 by 120. So it comes out to be 75. Then calcium sulfate 136. So 100 by 136. So you get 100 here. And this is 55.5 into 100 by the molecular weight of calcium chloride is 111. So your CaCO3 equivalents come out to be 50. Now, what is the most important part? What we were writing as in that formula which we derived, right? This particular formula, right? This one. Okay. So LR we have written, okay, from these reactions. So this has been written. So what is there? A calcium bicarbonate plus 2 into magnesium bicarbonate. Okay. Then magnesium permanent hardness and so on. So we will first see in this table how to write these things. Okay. So you know that calcium bicarbonate is removed by lime. So in the lime required, LR is lime required column. Okay, so this is, and this is soda required. Okay, so lime required. We know that for removing calcium temporary hardness, you need equivalent quantity of lime. So in this column of lime required, we will write 50. And in the column of magnesium bicarbonate, this is the CaCO3 equivalents, but this has to be multiplied by 2. So we write 152 into 2. Okay. So you should write here 2 into 152. So there is no confusion. Then magnesium sulfate is magnesium permanent hardness. Now you very well know that magnesium permanent hardness requires lime for its removal as magnesium hydroxide, but it incorporates calcium permanent hardness. Now that calcium permanent hardness is removed by soda, and that is why you will write the equivalents of magnesium sulfate in lime required column as well as soda required column. Whereas these two temporary hardness, which are totally removed by the lime, here we don't write anything in the soda required column, we write nil or dash, right? So this is the temporary hardness removed completely by lime, and there is no calcium permanent incorporated which will require soda. That is why it is written dash here. Then magnesium permanent requires lime for its removal as well as soda, because the lime when it is added to remove this, calcium is added. So that calcium is removed. Calcium permanent is removed as soda here. Then calcium permanent hardness is does not require lime for its removal, so a dash here. But this is removed by soda Na2CO3 and it will form CaCO3. You can immediately remember those reactions. So there won't be anything here in the lime required column, but equivalent quantities of soda are required for its removal. Things are clear? Similarly, calcium chloride is a calcium permanent hardness which is not removed by lime but is removed by equivalent quantities of soda. That is why 50, that is the CaCO3 equivalents, is written as soda required column. Okay, if your this table is correct, then you have to sum up them. How much is the quantity of lime required? So lime is required, if you add this together, it comes out to be 429, and the soda requires come out to be 225. Okay. Now once your this part is done, then your equation is here. This is your equation. Lime required is equal to 74 by 100 into impurities removed by lime into the purity factor, that is 100 by percentage purity, into the number of liters. Here it is 50,000 liters, and this is all in ppm. So if you divide it by 10 to the power 6, you get, instead of milligrams, you get kilograms of lime. Okay, so this will convert the true weight, like the CaCO3 equivalents, into the true weight of lime, this 74 by 100. Okay, so now your equation gets simplified. What becomes, the lime required becomes 74 by 100. Now this part is already done in this column, so always make habit of solving it in a tabular form, so that in the column itself things are very clear, and for me also correction becomes easy if you write it this way. Okay, so you have to simply write 429 here, this value 429 of lime required into 100 by 92. This much quantity more of lime will require, because the purity is 92% only. And then 50,000 divided by 10 to the power 6, these many kgs. The unit will become kg when you multiply it by, divide it by 10 to the power 6. Okay, so the what will be the answer? Now you calculate and let me know what is your answer. Everyone should calculate and tell me the answer. Then we will tally what answer you all are getting. Yes. Anyone with the answer? See how simple it is. Like once you do the calculation in tabular form,
3.45.
this 3 point.
17.25.
See, this 100 and this 100 is
17.2.
going to cancel. Okay, you can simply do on your calculator 74 divided by 92 into 429 into. Now these are 40, these are 60. So it becomes,
17.25.
what is the answer?
17.25.
17.25.
17.25.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone is getting 17.25. Someone told me 3 point something.
That's my mind missed the
17.
5 multiply.
This 0.05 से multiply नहीं किया.
नहीं
Ma'am,
वो
it's
50,000 था ना, तो मैंने गलती से 10,000 लिख लिया था.
Okay, okay, okay. That is fine. So let it be like this only. Next year अगर फिर से online हुआ, तो the students will be doing this. Okay. So did you get this? What is the advantage of doing a tabular calculation? Tabular calculation will help you. I can get the mistake here itself. Even you can cross check your mistake here, and the ease is you get the answer quickly. Then soda required. So soda required formula is 106 divided by 100 into the calcium permanent hardness, uh, incorporated for removing magnesium permanent or the originally present, or what all things are in adding calcium permanent, that has to be considered here, into the purity factor. The purity factor is 100 by percentage purity. So your formula here becomes, keep on writing, SR is equal to 106 by 100 into this 225, because we have done for all the impurities we wrote here, and we are writing here 2.8 is the answer. Someone is saying. Okay. So
No, ma'am, 14.02.
14.03.
14.08. ये 50,000 consider नहीं किया होगा. Some other value they might have considered, something like this. This is how you see, like some mistake goes there. Okay, so this will be 106 by 100 into 225 into 100 by 85. always you are used to writing 85 by 100 percentage निकालते हैं तो 85 by 100 होता है, but this purity factor has to be 100 by the percentage purity because that much more quantity you are requiring. Are you getting? But still I will show you answer sheet where students are writing 85 by 100 क्योंकि वो आदत है हमको percentage calculate करना है 85 by 100. So that should not be the case. You should definitely think it this way that no, I have to calculate the quantity of lime required because of the impurity, more quantity will be required. So it is always 100 by 85. Okay, so the final answer is yes now.
14.029.
14.029. Okay, if everyone is getting 14.029, then you can round it up to 14.03, and that 14.03 can be written here as the answer. Things are clear? So this was a simple numerical. There is no coagulant used, there is no turbidity, no CO2, no bicarbonate, no sodium aluminate, and so on. So first numerical was very simple one. Now we come to a numerical where the writing pattern is different. Based on the following data, calculate theoretical quantities of lime and soda required in kg for the softening of water. What is the total? अच्छा इसमें एक रह गया ना? What it says, also calculate temporary and permanent hardness of the sample in ppm. So temporary hardness, अब इसको आपको total नहीं करना है. This is the line required where you are writing 2 into the CaCO3 equivalents of magnesium bicarbonate. Are you getting? इसको तो आप ऐड नहीं करोगे, इसको भी ऐड नहीं करना है. What you are supposed to add when you are writing this is take precaution that you go to this column CaCO3 equivalents and you add these two together to express the temporary hardness. So temporary hardness will be 202 ppm and permanent hardness will be this magnesium sulfate, calcium sulfate and calcium chloride. So go to this particular column. नहीं तो students ये भी गलती करते हैं. छोटा छोटा mistake everywhere will be there. So I am telling you where you have to take precautions. So you add this, see the CaCO3 equivalent column and there you sum it up. Or when the numerical is there, temporary and permanent hardness, before you go for writing the LR and SR column, you first write down, circle this and circle this. Once you circle this, things are okay. Okay, the examiner will understand, one who is checking paper will understand why you have circled this, because you want to write permanent hardness. So circle this. So when you are finally writing the answer, you will never forget writing the answer as LR is this kg, SR is this kg, temporary hardness is 202 and permanent is 150, 225, right? So this is how at the end you can write the answer 1, 2, 3, 4. Things are clear? Okay. Coming to the next numerical. Okay. So based on the following data, you can write this numerical because I think this was asked in this pattern in the question in sessional or end-sem exam. That is why. Okay, so theoretical quantities of lime and soda, then total hardness, then total alkalinity of water sample as ppm equivalents of CaCO3. Okay, so make a table. Now these are the impurities given. So we write a solution. Now in solution we write impurity. The first impurity is calcium chloride 27.75. Now this is all in ppm. So this here it is not written, but you write here in this place you write ppm so that the whole column corresponds to ppm. Magnesium sulfate is 210 ppm. Then calcium bicarbonate 56.7 ppm. Then magnesium bicarbonate 29.3 ppm. Magnesium chloride is 190 ppm. NaCl is given, but NaCl do not contribute to hardness. So we will say that we ignore this because it is ignored because it does not cause hardness. Then a coagulant is used like sodium aluminate, NaAlO2. Now NaAlO2 when it is used, we'll write the equivalence here. Okay, 24.6 is the weight of coagulant used per liter. Okay, it is not mentioned per liter. It should be written here based on the following data calculate. So these are the concentration. ppm means parts per million, that is milligrams per liter. So in 1 liter, this is the weight. Now we need to know its multiplication factors. So for these magnesium and calcium salts, there is no issue. You will write 100 by the molecular weight of the salt, right? So for calcium chloride, it is 100 by 111. For magnesium sulfate, 100 by 120. Magnesium calcium bicarbonate, 100 by 162, and so on. So you get the CaCO3 equivalent. Now comes the important part, that is here. Now I told you for sodium aluminate, you should consider 50 by 82. For alum, you will consider if it is given 50 by 57. So the multiplication factor for sodium aluminate is 50 by 82. So going for the CaCO3 equivalent. So how much you are getting here? This is 25. Are you doing calculation?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Okay, I should have this part first, then this part should come, then I should ask you to calculate this, and then this part should come. Right? Okay.
Ma'am,
So from next time I'll do it this way. Yes.
the magnesium bicarbonate has been distributed ELR and ESR as
Magnesium
2020.
bicarbonate is
Distributed. It's only 14 ILR. It should be
14.
40.
40. Yes. It should be 40. Wait a minute. Too good. Will be minus. Yes, very good. So this will be 85. 85 and attentive. Otherwise, in online class, you don't find such thing. Okay. So here also we'll have to make the changes, right? So this will be 35 and this will be 385. So this should be saved first of all. Now things are clear? Okay. So
Ma'am,
now
why
we
is
will
that coagulant?
coagulant. Yeah,
Ma'am,
we will again revise this part. Okay. Now sodium aluminate NaAlO2 with water H2O. You write in your notebook NaAlO2 plus H2O. It gives NaOH plus AlOH thrice. Now this NaOH, which is formed as a product of this, adding of sodium aluminate, this NaOH is considered to be this hydroxide OH minus. Now अभी आपने यहाँ पे सबको calculate किया है ना? like you are calculating this. Now जैसे ही हाइड्रोक्साइड इसके डिसोल्यूशन से फॉर्म होता है, that hydroxide will react with say magnesium bicarbonate forming magnesium hydroxide precipitate, or it may react with, that is the hydroxide which will react with magnesium forming magnesium hydroxide. So that much quantity of hydroxide will be required less in the lime required column. Okay, that is why means that hydroxide is considered to be one equivalent of lime. So that much quantity of less of lime will require, and that is why this is written minus here. Now this NaOH, if it is coming and you are deducting from here, okay. Now if you are deducting from here, that means if you add lime, you are adding calcium. So that much quantity of soda is also required less. Are you getting? If I say that you are having say 15 ppm of hydroxide, which is not having calcium with it. Okay, so this 15 say is removing magnesium chloride 15. So lime required for this will become 185. Okay, so 185 of this lime, so calcium incorporated was 185 only. That would have required 185 of soda also. ये एक कंसेप्ट है. दूसरा आपको समझना है तो you can consider that when sodium aluminate is added and NaOH is forming, this hydroxide is not associated with calcium but is associated with sodium. And since it is not associated with calcium, it is deducted from soda also. But ये समझना ज़्यादा easy है कि ये जो hydroxide form हो गया, before you could add lime, that hydroxide might react with, if you add only coagulant first, that will form NaOH. This hydroxide will remove this, and only 185 ppm of magnesium chloride will remain here, which will require only 185 ppm of lime. So if you are adding 185 ppm here, it will also require 185 ppm, not 200 ppm. लेकिन हमारा calculation है, theoretical calculation हम कर रहे हैं. So when you are doing theoretical calculation, it will be, you can't say it this way. इतना है, you are considering it 200 here, and that is why the equivalents of sodium aluminate are deducted from this and this. So ultimately it becomes like that only. Things are clear? Things are clear or not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so that is why this is minus here and minus here, because this is forming hydroxide which is not having calcium associated with it, and that is why the equivalence of sodium aluminate is deducted from lime required as well as soda required. Okay. So should we move to the next part? What is time now?
Yes,
8
ma'am.
minutes more. Now this we have already discussed. This is what is remaining. Now coming to this is a batch process, this is continuous process, and this is hot process where steam will heat it up. Now coming to this. Now what is the difference between a cold lime soda process and a hot lime soda process? Okay. Now cold lime soda process is performed at room temperature 25
Ma'am,
degrees
can you,
Celsius.
ma'am,
Huh.
can you
Yes.
please show that numerical slide, please?
This way.
Yes, yes. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, you can take
I'm,
screenshot
here we are not
whenever you
showing
want.
which
Earlier
your-
one also, the next one also is no problem. Okay. Okay, everyone took the picture of this. Then we can go ahead. See, this is all important part. That is why I'm going slow and giving more time for each and every aspect. If it is not clear, I wrote all those things, lime required. So, because when it is first time, you should know what are all these things. And once you start solving it, then there is no issue. Okay. Now this is what we have already discussed. That's why I'm not discussing again. But then the classification of cold and hot we are now supposed to study. Now this part we will read later. First we will just distinguish between these two. Now one is giving you a residual hardness of 50 to 60 ppm, while the in hot lime soda process, how percent purity was calculated in परसेंटेज प्योरिटी दिया ही नहीं है सेकंड प्रॉब्लम में, तो ये प्योरिटी फैक्टर, you see one student is asking that how the percentage purity is calculated. Now the purity factor is 100 by percentage purity. Now if in the numerical there is no mention of percentage purity of lime and soda, then you need not consider anything as the purity factor. Okay, ये जो part है ये you don't have to consider this. Are you getting? One who wrote in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
chat box. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah. So everyone, are you getting this? Because there is no mention of the purity factor, percentage purity of lime and soda. It is considered that lime and soda is 100% pure, or they are not aware of it. Okay. One of the thing is possible, isn't it? So you consider that it is 100% pure, and you don't have to consider anything here. So this part will not be there in your calculation then. Clear? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to cold and hot lime soda process, what is seen? This is performed at 25 degree. Hot process is performed at 90 to 100 degree centigrade. The residual hardness in cold lime soda process is 50 to 60 ppm, whereas the residual hardness in hot lime soda process is 15 to 30 ppm. Then you need coagulants in cold lime soda process because the precipitate form should settle down. So you need a flock, aluminum hydroxide flock or ferrous hydroxide flock is required so that it settles down. But in hot lime soda process, because the higher temperature helps in precipitation of salts quickly, and hence coagulants are not required. In cold lime soda process, 10% extra chemicals, 10% extra lime and soda is used, whereas in hot process you don't need extra lime and extra soda. Okay, then time required to complete the process is 4 to 5 hours in cold process, whereas in hot process the time required to complete the process is 2 hours. Okay, now the same thing what we have discussed here, this is a cold batch process, cold continuous process, this is hot continuous process. Okay, now you can imagine this. Now if you plot a graph of residual hardness in parts per billion, okay, or the hardness in parts per billion, and the time in hours for cold and hot lime soda process, this will if you draw this, you can write. Okay, now what is here? The calcium carbonate at room temperature or at 10 degrees centigrade, the residual hardness is almost 50 to 60 ppm, right? And for magnesium hydroxide, it is little lesser. Magnesium hydroxide precipitates more, and you will find that the hardness is around 30 ppm. Whereas in hot condition, and it takes so much of time for its removal, 4.5 hours. Whereas in hot condition at 96 degrees centigrade, calcium carbonate graph is like this. In 2 hours, it is removed and it is less than, say, 28. So you can say that it is 25 ppm, and magnesium hydroxide is still lesser, around 15 to 17 ppm. So the hot process is completed in 2 hours time. The cold process requires 4 to 5 hours time for its removal. The residual hardness in ppm is around 50 to 60 ppm for cold lime soda process. For hot lime soda process, the residual hardness is 15 to 30 ppm. Okay, things are clear. So if you draw this graph, you can explain, or if you don't have time, if the paper is lengthy, And a question of such type is asked. You simply, if you remember this graph, you just put it like this. Show this point as 2 hours, show this point as 5 hours. This will be above it, this will be below it. Yeah, accordingly you just put the scale and things are clear here itself with this graph. This is how you can reduce the sentences, writing of more of sentences, and draw these graphs. Okay, graph, or if distinguish between is asked, you can write this distinguishing table between cold and hot lime soda process. Things are clear? So with this, the types
Yes,
of
ma'am.
lime soda process is over. So generally, the diagram of this is not asked. This is for your understanding only. अभी तक कभी ऐसा नहीं पूछा कि draw a diagram of continuous lime soda process. What is important? The chemical reactions are important. What is removing what? How many equivalents are removed by this? That is more important than the diagram and all. This is just for your understanding. Okay. This is an important part both. Either distinguish between may be asked or something based on this, because you see in your online exam, questions are more twisted and twisted. Because last year students have appeared for exam. Now for you, the questions will be more tricky and tricky. So it's always better you try to understand this and accordingly answer. Then coming to the merits, so in 5 minutes we will cover the merits and demerits of lime soda process. Okay. Now merits are, it is very economical because lime and soda both are quite cheap. Then during softening, the treated water has pH greater than 7, hence it is alkaline and therefore has less corrosion tendencies. And alkaline nature of softened water prevents the growth of bacteria also. And Fe and Mn are and dissolved minerals are also removed. Reduced नहीं होना चाहिए, because the meaning of reduced is reduction and oxidation भी हो सकता है. So Fe and Mn and dissolved minerals are also removed in this process or are removed from water. Demerits of this process are, there is the very first one is residual hardness is there. Requires careful and skilled supervision. Sludge disposal is a problem. Yes, of course. Sludge disposal is a problem. It can remove hardness only up to 15. Yes, someone is asking something. Is there a doubt? You please write in the chat box because I am not able to hear. How percent purity was calculated in second question? No, you write your doubt, Bikesh, in the chat box. I'm unable to hear you. The residual hardness, if there is no doubt, I'll go ahead. It can remove hardness up, only up to 15%, even if it is hot lime soda process. If it is cold lime soda process, around 50 ppm, which is still not appropriate for boiler, low pressure or high pressure boiler. This quantity is also not desirable. The softened water contains appreciable amount of soluble salts of Fe, Mn would these Fe and Mn would be removed by reactions. Fe and Mn is removed. That is what is written here. Salts of Fe and Mn are removed by lime and soda. Okay, and that is the advantage, or that is the merit. We have seen the reactions between salts of Fe and Mg. So similar reaction with Mn also takes place and it removes that. Okay. So coming to the demerits, the softened water contains appreciable amount of sodium salts. Now sodium salts are there because you are removing number of things. NaCl is incorporated. Sodium sulfate may be incorporated. When soda, like calcium permanent is there, no? So calcium permanent say calcium chloride plus Na2CO3 calcium carbonate precipitate, and rest will be NaCl. So NaCl is increasing the total dissolved solid. TDS is increasing. TDS is very important factor. So soluble salts such as sodium sulfate and cannot be used in high pressure boiler. The sodium sulfate, water rich in sodium sulfate, can't be used in high pressure boiler. It can't be used in household as it is not possible to calculate the amount of lime and soda required. Okay, so in household it is not possible to use. Now coming to the third example, should we solve it now or tomorrow? Tomorrow is Saturday. We have class 12 to 1. What should be done?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, ma'am.
Tomorrow. Okay. So we'll solve this numerical
VM next
tomorrow.
class.
Yeah. So we will stop here today. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. If you have any doubt, you write it in your notebook, every one of you. And when the class begins, it is better to discuss the doubt in the class itself, because with the discussion, rest of the students are also at least trying to understand things there. Okay. That repetition will help others also.
Thank you, ma'am.
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 Thank you, ma'am.